Welcome to a lion sunrise here in the middle of the African bush. And we are going to follow these lions. They look like they're on the hunt. There are 8 cubs playing all around us. And this is Safari Live. Ready.
Standing by.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are live, you are live.
Well, we have lion wars playing out around us, but this is the best kind of lion wars where no one gets hurt. It's cub on cub cuteness personified. Now we're with the Nkahuma Pride, our main pride of lions here, and they were roaring, and thanks to everyone who sent their updates. Fortunately this morning they were roaring so loudly and so close to my house, I actually woke up at about 4:30 at the first roar. Good morning, my name is Brent Leo Smith. I have a Dangerous Dave, the objectified dish, on camera, and we're with lions, yay! What a great way to start the sunrise safari. It has even made me feel better since James Henry has passed on his disease to me. But lion cubs seem to make one feel like nothing is wrong in the world. Look at those two there, up to absolute nonsense. Hi guys. Quick swat to the face before departing. I see revenge on the cards. Now, just now, a lion and a lioness had a half-hearted attempt at chasing a hippopotamus, but the male lion, I saw him there, his intentions are more amorous than angry, so far more interested in getting lucky than eating a hippo. Although I think there's a good chance that that hippo might be caught by the lions as we head deeper and deeper into the drought. Just go back to the left, stay on those 2 cubs. Watch there, you can see, there we go. You can see them stalking the adult. Oh, pounce! Oh, isn't this just too wonderful? Well, let's get a little bit closer, see what's happening. As you can see, I've lost one mitten again, so I've stolen one of Jamie's gloves. Hello, you little monsters. Now, one of my favorite things about lion cubs as they get a bit older is their fascination with the tires. So as you drive, they watch the tires, and you can almost see their heads going round and round and round. Let me just move forward a second. Dave, just have a look to our right here. There's just so much going on everywhere. We've got cubs in trees. We've got mom playing with cubs, or one of the lionesses playing with cubs, swatting cubs. Look at that. Look at the little one, still not too sure, climbing up, joining an older cousin. Sorry, 1 second, I just need to. It takes Nkoma's twin dams just to the south of Vuitela. Very nice. They're all climbing trees. make your way. Look at this, isn't that just too special? Oh, and there's the amorous male, and it looks to be, I'm not sure whether it's Amber Eyes or the youngest Nkuma lioness. Okay, so while we stay and see what happens with the lions, let's go say good morning to Uncle Steph.
Good morning, good morning. I'm jealous about those little lion cubs that you're looking at. And yes, it's Steph with Xander on the camera today. And that was a white-backed vulture that you were having a look at over there, silhouetted in the sun, or against the sky, against the rising sun at least anyway. Not too far from where you were with Brent, probably about 400 yards or so. I can hear his voice booming out over the plains. We're on Buffalo's Hook Cut Line, and I just want to say hello. That's basically why we dragged you through here, and to show you that nice white-backed vulture. There was a kill in this area. I do know that the Nkuhumas have managed to inhale another buffalo just because it was there, and these vultures are probably waiting their turn around that carcass if it's not finished already. Can't see a huge crop on this particular vulture, evidenced by just underneath his neck, usually a pouch about as big as a tennis ball that can sometimes be seen. This particular vulture still needs to have breakfast. Long, featherless head, sticking back into the carcasses and all that sort of thing. There we go, balancing, wanting to get first there as soon as they can see what's going on. But anyway, let's send you back through to those lion cubs. I hear they are playing up a storm.
Oh, just disappeared. And off they go. They climb down from the fallen marula. But look at this. We're literally lions everywhere. So I can see 1, 2, 3. Now we are going here really early, and it means that the lion's going to be very active. There's going to be lots of cub playing. Now, strangely enough, they look quite hungry. So I think those 2 buffalo they must have caught in Buffalo's Hook were very small, because I wasn't expecting to see lions for at least a day or 2. But of course, I'm very happy to be proven wrong and to be surrounded by the incredible Nkahuma pride. Remember, this is a live African safari, and you can ask us questions by sending an email to questions@WildEarth, oh, they too cute.tv, or you can use the hashtag SafariLive on Twitter. Look at them go. Ow. Ow. I feel like talking to them myself. Oh, look, here comes the 5th lioness. She's jogging in. There she is. And it is one of the mothers. Oh, the cubs are going to rush to greet her. Incoming furballs. They just can't keep up with her. They are. There we go. All 5 lionesses now, I think. Let's get back behind where they're all heading to. What a wonderful way to start the sunrise safari here on Djuma Private Game Reserve. And my illness has abated just due to the fact that I'm surrounded by the best little critters in the world. Hello, little monsters. Robin would like to know, how do we not wake up and get up in the middle of the night when we are awakened by the roar of predators? Well, Robin, fortunately in my case, I've been awakened by the roar of predators for the majority of my life. Just stay on them. I think that lioness is going to jump on the other one. She just looks like she's walking with quite a bit of intent. Or she's going to head nuzzle. There we go. Well, Robin, when they're calling, you know they're actually just calling. They're not up to much. For me, I really like it when they're on the hunt. So hopefully you guys are getting some incredible screenshots. If you are, please share them with us on our Facebook page. Oh, we're getting oh, there's a big game going on. There's too many places to look at the moment. Let's just turn the vehicle around so we can get that irritating aerial out of the way. It looks like they're about to head into the Mawati River. So I know you guys have just seen a vulture with Steph. Ali's wondering, would vultures ever bother the cubs? Very unlikely, Ali, because with the cubs comes mom, and a vulture I don't think would be brave enough. Okay, they are going to go into the Mawati River. And I'm just trying to remember what's my best access into this. Oh, I can hear a hyena calling in the distance, but at the moment I can hear more cubs, so there's more on their way. And here comes the amorous male, following what looks to be the youngest Nkuhuma lioness. So I've only seen one male this morning. Oh, there's some more coming in the distance there. Okay, it looks like they're all going to disappear into the Mawati River. And okay, I got a plan. Oh wait, we've still got a cub coming. Let's wait for that one. That's a big voice for a little guy. Aubrey, the others are heading back to the north in the Gorries. Okay, so they're going to disappear into this river system. I'm going to go try find a way to get in there. And while we do that, let's see how Uncle Steph's morning is going.
Our morning is going superb. Thank you very much, Brent. We're about to watch the sun come up through the trees out there in the distance. It's getting to that point where the sky becomes an impossible color, impossibly yellow or impossibly red. I don't quite know what it's going to be this morning, to be quite honest. It's so difficult to tell what type of sunrise you're going to have until literally a couple of seconds before it decides to poke its head up through the trees. I would imagine today will be slightly muted with the dust in the air. You can see that that glow from the sun is sort of spread out in a smudge. Now probably about as big as your fingernail. But there it's starting to get that yellow color. You can see that coming through there. And as so often happens, the sun then just pokes its way through the trees and gives us a nice view of the morning. I must be honest with you, for some reason today, the smells around here have just been absolutely magnificent. It's the first floral notes that I'm detecting on my nose this morning for the first time in quite a few months. The air is definitely not that spicy, dusty smell, that salty smell that we get out here in the winter time. This morning it's a lot more, I don't know, it's a lot more pleasant. But have a look at that sky, just now getting that yellow color. So I would say, let's take a guess that it's probably going to be quite a bright morning. Slight smudge to it. Have a look at that. Gaining in intensity, there you go. And the sun peeks up into the trees there. Good morning. See how quickly it rises up through the trees. Actually does so with dramatic effect. For those of you just joining us or for the first time visiting us, this is a live show, so what you're watching is what I'm watching, wherever you are on the planet. A couple of seconds after it goes in to the front of our camera and comes out of the screen, wherever you are. And don't forget that it's interactive. You can speak to me via the email questions@wildearth.tv or using the hashtag #SafariLive on Twitter, and we'll try and answer as many questions as you can. If you don't have a question, just send through a comment as well. We love hearing about how you feel about it. Good morning, Ali. You say that when you see the sunrise, it makes you think of the Lion King. Okay. Coming from the fact that you've just seen some lions playing over there, I can imagine how it would have generated that feeling, Ali. But yes, it does. For some reason, the anticipation associated with the sunrise for me is always exciting. You don't know what's going to be around the next corner. We don't know what happened last night. Literally, it must be now 12 hours ago or so, the sun set, and that was the last time we were really in the bush. Lions kept us up most of the night, roaring their heads off until they were found this morning by Brent out at Voyatelepan. What we have in store for us throughout the day, who knows? But I can tell you one thing, the anticipation will change into relaxation, hopefully, by the time the sun sets with us this afternoon. And this time of the year, at least we get to watch sunrise. The sun set just before the end of the afternoon drive. Very nice horizon there. The sun is quite intense, I must be honest. So the atmosphere isn't actually as dirty as what I thought it was, giving us that yellow glow, but it's actually become too painful to look at. You can't directly look at it now without the sun having burned an image on my retina. When I'm blinking now, I have about 5 suns that I'm looking at. So I'm busy looking at the sunrise the same as you on the little screen that I have in the car. Can I ask Xana to go up to the moon? We're sharing the sunrise with a half a moon at the moment, if we can. Actually, I don't even know if this will tilt that far. Let's see if we can get it for you. It's actually quite spectacular at the moment. No. Oh, there we go. Just getting it into the screen. Half the moon. Beautiful sunrise. Not too much. We're at an extreme angle at the moment, and that is not allowing us to zoom in any more than that. So yes, that unfortunately is all we're going to be able to show you on the moon with that one. Xander's hanging over the side of the car over here trying to get the camera at the right angle. Anyway, I think it's a good idea for us to carry on moving down the road. We want to go and have a look at Buffelshoek Dam, see what's happened to that crusty hippo, and we'll catch up with you on that side. So back to the Lions with Brent.Geo.
Look at this. Look at this. We got lions at sunrise, cubs right next to us making lots of noise. Ow! big voices for such little critters. So I did manage to see a second male, so there are still 2 males here. But they are in kahumas everywhere. Now Wendy's wondering, do the cubs go hunting with mom now? Is that why they play? Well, they don't, Wendy. They'll be left behind during hunts. But playing is practice for the big leagues. And all the playing and jumping and leaping and tripping is all practice to when they become adults and will start hunting. So they're now about 5 or 6 feet from the car. They are just too wonderful. Literally, there's so many places to look at the moment. I don't know where to look. Okay, we're now surrounded by cubs. Look at this, they're just everywhere.
Can I go VR?
You can. So guys, we're going to do VR. So I'm just going to click. Is that enough there?
Rolling, yep.
So we've got lion cubs in front of us. We've got lions behind us. Just look at that. There they are. Oh, got him by the tail. Oh, shame. Oh, that was just too precious.
Gonna have to restart. We lost
Yeah.
the cam.
Sorry about all the beeping. We're trying to do VR, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to be operating. So we're going to stick with the cubs again.
We've got one more to try out.
Oh, look at them. They're watching the amorous pair come back up towards us.
Resetting.
Oh. Are they going to try attack? Oop, hat in the way. Attack the male. Look at that. Too precious. So it is the youngest lioness that is. The male is following. It's not amber eyes. There we go. Pass right next to us.
Rolling.
So we've got the VR going in. We've got cubs just off to the right. There's one going to walk right in front of our vehicle now. There he goes. Can't even see him. He's so close. He's going to come out. Is he going to come back? Or is he stalking the car? I can't see.
Right in front.
Look at that. Looking right at us. We've got more cubs to the right. And right next to us, the sun's rising in the east. We are literally completely surrounded by lions. There's lions behind us, lions in front of us, and lions to the left and right of us. Oh, just too cute. There you go. One of the mothers is coming back in. There she is. Oh, she's going to come right up to the car. Oops. There she is. Another lioness coming in. There's a male behind us that's also coming in. Oh, look at that. All the cubs are literally just in front of the car. And there's Mom. And the male's coming in to the right of us with a little one. Ow! Oh. Absolutely amazing. Here comes another lioness. Shame that young lioness wants to play with the cubs, but the male thinks she's trying to get away from him, which maybe she is. Oh, look at this. Lions, lions, lions everywhere. I don't know what she said. She's like, you need to behave. Oh, she's going to lie down. And we've got more cubs playing right in front of the vehicle. Off they go. Having a jolly time this morning. There goes another one. Down the road. And ready for, no, not pouncing, racing. We're left with two lionesses on the right, which are the mothers, with the sun rising just above them. Have we got any more cubs in front of us, Dave? No. I can't see. Okay, I'm just going to roll forward a little bit. There we go. Isn't this just a wonderful way to start the day?
I'm cutting it.
Sorry guys, we're just trying to figure out the VR is not stopping. We're just going to VR the whole drive, Dave.
Yes, sir.
See, I'm definitely not getting out to turn off those GoPros. Not surrounded by the Kahuma pride. There we go. Dave coming up right next to us on the left. There we go, look at that. One lioness, and the second one should be coming through shortly. Now, if Dave really wants to, he could literally lean over and touch those lions as they go past. Of course, that's a bad idea. So he's not going to. They're off to join the rest of the pride. So I can see 1, 2, 3, 4 females. There could be a fifth. Can you see anything behind us? I can't see. She might be ahead of us. Ah, there we go. Hi, Andy. Andy's in Kentucky and is wondering, do lion cubs have baby? Oh, there's a fight! Oh, I love that sound. So what happened is that male decided that one of the lionesses was getting too close to the lioness he's feeling amorous with, and decided this one here, one of the moms, decided to give her a love tap. All the cubbies coming to make sure everything's okay. once everything is deemed okay, off they go to play. Look how she's... Oh no, she stopped it now, but she was holding her tail in quite a strange way. And the males are very, very tolerant of the cubs, but very intolerant of any adult lioness. Now, this is an incredible photographic opportunity. I hope you guys are taking advantage of screenshotting. We've got brilliant light now, and we've got cubs on the play. Now, it looks like that hippo got up and moved out of the pan. Oh, I love that sound so much. Ow, ow. Oh, the cubs are chasing Franklin to the left. Hi, Raina and Corbin, who are 10 years old. Welcome to Safari Live. This is your first drive. Well, you are spoilt. You must have brought us good luck this morning. Okay. Okay, we're going to go across to Steph, and Raina and Corbin, you're definitely bringing us good luck because he's got some big grey beasts.
We did indeed relocate the elephant herd from last night, not too far from where we left them, actually, probably about 300 yards or so. And we look like we have the front runners of the herd. In the distance you can see one or two, but these are the first two. It's a mother and a fairly old calf. I would say that this calf is probably 2.5 to 3 years old. And it would mean that mommy is probably pregnant again with the next generation. They are standing inside a round leaf bloodwood thicket, or let me rather say what's left of a round leaf bloodwood thicket. There's not much that's going on from a growing point of view with them anymore. Let's see. I can go back a little bit. No, there you go. You got it. She's busy using her toes on her front feet to kick out some plant material. I'm not quite sure what it is, to be honest. She's being very delicate there with what her trunk is playing with. She's been standing there for about 5 or 10 minutes or so, just literally walking forward a pad at a time, using her toenails to clip the vegetation off. It looks like she's lifted up a branch there and is eating some grass. Being very careful to make sure that she gets as much as she can. Let me see if I can go back a little bit, give us a bit of a better view. There you go. I think it's absolutely what she's done. She's lifted up a bush that was lying on the ground, and underneath is some vegetation that hasn't been eaten by anything. And she's now making the most of that. We call it a seed bed. Elephant, when they push over a tree, the tree acts as a catch for seeds that are blown around in the wind. And quite often you'll find a thicker grass cover inside of these bushes. And elephants are very clever. They know that underneath these seed banks lies some grass that is uncontested. They'll lift up the bush and eat the grasses that's found underneath. You can see the little one with his trunk, he wants to come and see what mom's busy eating, so he's walked up and pushed his way between that stump and her feet. Right, we're going to stay with these elephant. Those cubs are drinking at the pan. You can't miss that. Off you go.
Look at this. Absolutely incredible. There's nothing like a sunrise with the Nkuhuma pride. Look at them playing on. I wonder if they're going to climb down there and attack the nest cam. Probably not. We'll leave that to the buffaloes. Playing King of the Castle. Hi Daniel, who's in New Zealand, the land of the long white cloud. Daniel is wondering, do lion cubs ever kill other cubs accidentally? They do. And that's one of the reasons that the females will keep the cubs away from the pride for that first sort of 8 weeks. Let me just go forward. Oh no, that's also beautiful. I'm just going to roll forward slightly so you can see the other lioness who's coming around. There we go. So I'm sure there are going to be some incredible screenshots from this morning. Oh, look at that, backlit lions. Hashtag, I love my job, Dave. What do you think?
Most agreed.
Yeah, you're in trouble. Don't play too much near the water. Crocodiles and things, you are being moved now. Oh. Oh, it's just too much. Don't spend too much time around water. You don't know about crocodiles yet, young one. But Mom, I know everything. Oh, going to get in trouble again. Back at the water's edge. You obviously haven't learnt. There we go. If you don't listen, you will be forced to listen. Now, even though that looks quite rough, it's incredibly gentle. Get away from the water. That is the one who's being reprimanded about going near water. Now, of course, water is quite dangerous due to the fact that most water in Africa holds the Nile crocodile. So maybe it's a lesson in water ethics and behavior. Hi, Pamela, who's in Bermuda. Pamela would like to know, do lions, swim at all? Of course they can swim, Pamela. In this area, they don't really need to swim. I have seen lions swim across the sand river before, but in places like Botswana, they swim regularly and have to swim regularly. Oh, look at that. If you don't listen, you'll be in trouble. Oh dear. That's one card done this morning. It's just been too much. Oh, I hope you guys are screenshotting for me because I'm changing cards. Well, if you don't listen, you get carried away. Oh. Oh, in front of us, dust, cub dust. Best kind of dust. Guys, I'm just speechless. This is definitely one of the finest lion sightings I've had in. Look at that backlighting. Off they go. This is one of those sightings that you don't even need to talk about. It's self-explanatory. Next cub to be carried. And the one that was carried away has just come back all by itself. Oh, children these days, no discipline. And straight back to the place that got them into trouble. And you can see the other cubs chasing each other down in the dry, damn. Just don't know where to look, do we, Dave? Oh, shh. Sounds like the male's about to roar. The second male. Let's go to the male and female. He's growling. As soon as that other male started almost sounding like he was going to roar. Samsung's wondering, will the male cubs start showing dominance over the female cubs? Probably not just yet, but as soon as they get big enough, they will. It's just... Let's see what's happening a little bit further down the road. Now, there is a second male. He's somewhere in there. And I'm not even joking. It is incredible. I've literally forgotten about having a man cold because I'm just so happy to be around lion cubs. So there we go. If you ever get a man cold, you need one dosage of Inkahuma cub cuteness and you're all good. Yeah. I hear you. Mom was very mean to pick you up. Oh, sorry. Unfortunately, they are behind the VR. Upset. Look like Mom was trying to pick one up again and got very upset with her. Now, it looks like this female is trying to keep her cubs as far away from the male and the youngest Nkuma female, who is looking ready to start mating, or not quite yet. We're going to get up right in front of them, and then the cubs should walk right next to us, and I will feel even better. Hi, Natasha in Ontario. Natasha's wondering, how fast can a little cub run? Well, probably faster than you or I could, Natasha. So even though they are small, they do have to escape from potential predators sometimes, so they can run quickly. Oh, here we go, incoming. They're going to cross. Oh, look at that! Sneak between the trees. Ow! We got incoming. Oh, look at this, look. Getting ready. Complaining. Look right in front of us, Dev. By the tail. It's got it by the tail again. Shame. Bully. Oh, here they come. Oh, don't go change direction. Oh, it seems to be a popular little gap on that little timberti tree. And there you go, the rest. It's going up. I'm trying to at least. Oh, no, down. Trying to be a leopard. Not succeeding, so if I don't succeed, I'll bite the tree. Jump. Oh, it's just everywhere we look, there's something going on. Isn't this just the absolute best? There is nothing quite like active little lion cubs. Now, are they going to set an ambush for Mom? One of the females is on her way. Look at that beautiful light on her. Now, will there be a cub ambush? She's talking. I think Mom means business. No jumping on Mom when she means business. Well, we can try. Oh, there's a tail. Oh, here come the male and the youngest in coma. Now, we haven't seen him yet, but there is another male behind us somewhere. I had a brief glimpse of him earlier. Ali is wondering, is all this lion activity possibly because spring is coming? No, Ali, it's lions being lions. They'll do it at any time of the year. Here we go, look. Calling. I think there's a cub missing. I think she missed the cub. It actually ran past and went down behind her. I think she's just realized now. Let's just see what she does. Okay, we're going to reposition. We're going to head down into the Mawati River. And while we do that, Steph is still with those great grey behemoths.
It's just been such a fantastically calm morning with us. I know, completely different to what you've been watching, with mother and cub interactions and lots of playing and bundling around, I'm sure. But these two elephants, this mother and calf, they definitely have just been moving from bush to bush, literally, picking off what they can. And now they're busy sharing a red thorn. Oh, the baby's just moved off onto a spike thorn. You'll probably be back right now. But this mother is just being so calm. She's literally just making sure that every little bit and piece of nutrients that she can get without moving around too much is eaten. You can see that baby there is busy trying to shovel a whole bush into his, I think it's a he actually, I haven't even double checked, into his mouth. Got his whole face stuck into the bush there, using his trunk to sort of shovel in everything that's inside that tree. I actually think that that little one is eating a creeper that's inside of the tree. Let's see if I can confirm that for you with my binos quickly. Difficult to say. No, definitely eating the tree. So, literally decided that it's too much of a distance to stand too far away. So has put his face into the bush and is just using his trunk short distances. So Andrew, you've asked me if elephants are really scared of mice. Andrew, to be honest, I think you're not too far off the mark there. Although mice is probably a generalization for anything small and fast moving at the feet of an elephant. They're quite skittish elephants about things like that. And I would imagine that any sudden movement at their foot or around the end of their trunk will give them some alarm. I have seen them get frights at the most unbelievable things. So perhaps there is some grain of truth in that particular folklore story. I don't think it's mice in particular. I think elephants are pretty nervous of anything suddenly moving at their feet. Their eyes are pointed at the tip of their trunk and at their feet. So their whole vision is sort of where they're busy eating rather than forward like we've got. You could almost see it on this particular female. You can see the way her eyes are, they almost look closed from our position, but they're not really. They're just pointing toward where her tusk is busy using. She's busy trying to use her tusk. There you go, you can see that. Using her tusk and her trunk and her mouth to good effect there. And she needs to see what she's doing. And I have seen them get the most bizarre frights at something that just out of their periphery of their vision gives them a bit of a go, or making a funny noise at their feet or behind them. And then any startlement at their feet, so a mouse scurrying out of the bush, or a rat, or anything, a snake, will give them some alarm. Sometimes creating nothing more than a head shake, at other times eliciting an almost bizarrely comical run and away from the area. So I might sound a bit weird there. I'm just going to say yes, absolutely. Ali, you've asked me if tusk size varies in elephants, or is it a pretty standard size similar to how trunks are? Ali, tusk size absolutely varies in elephant, very similar, I suppose, to human hair would in a way. Tusk size is almost unique to each individual elephant. And then the way they use their tusks is also a learnt characteristic, so that gives the tusks a different shape. The vegetation that they eat will wear tusks down faster or not so fast depending on the area they go. You can see this particular female, she uses her right tusk more than her left tusk. You'll see that her right tusk is clean and shiny, and just the tip of it really. While her left tusk, there you can see a very good example of that. Using her tusk to break the branch down. Then genetics play an important role in tusk size and length. There are just certain elephant in certain parts of the world that just get much bigger than others. The Kruger National Park harboring some of the largest, or on average the largest elephants out of any of the African national parks, with some of the largest tusked bulls in the world as well. Although I think Amboseli does come pretty close, and there's some of those forest elephant up in the tropics that are beautifully tusked as well. So it's genetics, vegetation, the use of the tusks individually, and then mineral deficiencies can also have an impact on tusk size. So elephants' diet plays a very important role, it would seem, as to the health of tusks. So while it won't have any impact on the length of the tusk, or the potential length of a tusk, what it would do is lead to tusks becoming brittle if they don't have enough of any particular type of essential mineral, I suppose. Very often in Botswana you'll see tusked elephants that have broken their tusks off. So not tuskless elephants, you get them as well, but a lot of the elephant that you see in Botswana have broken off their tusks due to mineral deficiencies and diet. They're just their hardwood diets. Let's see where this female is going to go. This is the second or third time they've actually made use of this particular red thorn. They haven't damaged it at all. All they're doing is they're picking off the green leaves, where it would be so easy just to break off the branch and eat it. But they're actually taking their time to be very specific about picking off each leaf. We were actually chatting yesterday. There she uses her tusk again. And what that'll do over time is actually wear that tusk into a specific shape that you could use to identify this elephant in years to come. So definitely, as time goes by, keep a note of the shape and size of elephants' tusks that you see, significant elephants, and you'll actually notice that you'll be able to, after a while, start identifying animals with bizarrely wide tusks, or one tusk that's funnily shaped, or tusks that are very close together, even crossing over one another. Last summer we had an elephant cow that has a tusk that goes underneath her jaw. It comes out and goes underneath her bottom lip. Massively long tusk. There's another elephant with a tusk that's completely reversed and points back towards her front leg. Have a look at how dexterous that trunk is. She's now completely twisted it around. There, back to normal again. There. Not knocking the tree over, not killing it, just plucking off the leaves. I would only imagine it's because she knows that this tree will recover and she'll be able to feed from something similar again. That is a very deliberate, she's very deliberately not breaking that tree. Now moving off. She's now completely gone to every tree in this little thicket, and now she's moving off to the next thicket or the next tree. And let's see, starting at the ground again, she's now picked up a branch. Quite know if it's the same tree, looks like it. Incredible. They have the most varied diet of any of the herbivores out here. The animal that comes closest is a kudu, and even kudu are only half the amount of species of trees and plants that elephants utilize. And they build up this knowledge of which trees to eat and how to utilize them, what time of the season, all through experience. Mothers and older males showing the rest of the elephants what to eat and how to eat it. And there you can see what was literally eaten 24 hours ago. So Verdi, all the way from Georgia, good evening to you. And you've asked an interesting question: is the animals that see people a lot become accustomed to them? Yes, I would say so. This particular elephant and her calf has shown absolutely no reaction to us whatsoever. And they're a little bit further away now. I'd say they're probably about 30 yards from where we are now. But when we got to them, they were no more than 5 yards from us, and they didn't show any reaction. And I would imagine that this is because they've seen cars before, and cars pose no threat to them. We come, we join them for a while, and generally speaking, we behave ourselves around them. And for that reason, over the years that she's been seeing vehicles, no threat is posed to her babies. In other areas in Africa, that's not the same. The Tembe Elephant Park borders South Africa and Mozambique. In the south of Mozambique, those elephants were very highly persecuted for their tusks at a stage, and those elephants you cannot get close to. There, that baby's nursing, it looks like. Really? Yes, he is. So definitely about 2 years old then. That is incredible. Have a look at that. That's about as old as calf that you'll see nursing. I wouldn't have expected that, to be honest. I would have thought that this calf would be slightly older. So a big-bodied calf, about 2 years old. And I would presume that mom is pregnant again. This calf is about ready to be joined by a sibling. Doesn't mean that the bond between mother and calf will break. It just means that they will gradually become a little bit more separated. Even though this calf will help bring up the little one, looking after it, being a social contact. Yes, their mom's just standing there. There we go. Enough milk there. Incredible. All right. And I think at this point it's good enough. I think Brent's relocated now, or repositioned his car with those lions, and so back you go.
So we with the amorous male Scarface and the youngest in Djuma. Now every time she tries to rejoin the other females in the pride, he cuts her off. Oh, here comes a yawn. Oh, small yawn, baby yawn. She has turned into such a magnificent female. Now, the Nkuhumas are a really great looking bunch of lions. So Ali's asking about a mating cycle. Now, once they start mating, they'll normally mate for about 4 or 5 days, every 15 minutes. But I think she hasn't quite come into estrus yet, because we haven't seen any mating since we've been here, and we've been here for well over an hour. So she's probably not in estrus yet. And she is trying to stick close to the rest of the pride, although he keeps in between. Now, there is another male in the quarry thickets behind us somewhere. So one of the reasons that the other male is hanging around is while they're mating, this male might get a good smack from her. He might injure himself. He's not going to be feeding, so he might lose a bit of condition. And then halfway through, the other male might step in, so to speak, or chase him off. And it's not uncommon to have multiple males mating with a female during your estrus cycle. Can you hear all the cubs behind us? Ow! Ow! Oh, the cubs are on the move again. Do you hear that, Dave? What is over there on the other side? So, I don't know, it almost sounded like a very, very idiotic buffalo. If you wanted to wander straight down into this mess of lions. Oh, I can't see with the light, but the rest of the pride on the move behind us. It's going to be interesting to see what this lioness is with the male, because if we look at her, you can see she's watching intently. Now, Ellen is wondering, will this male harm a cub that this lioness shows attention to? Possible but unlikely. The male lions are very tolerant of cubs, but it is always possible that they might swat one a little bit too hard and injure it. Now, a while ago, one of the Djuma cubs wasn't looking too well, and looked like it had a possible broken hip or broken leg, but it turned out it wasn't too bad, and it's healed completely. I see what's going on behind me. I was hoping this lioness is going to get up and follow the others. Oh, squirrel! See how their heads popped up? There was a squirrel who just scampered down this tree and then around the termite mound. Brave squirrel. Oh, it really sounds like there's a buffalo over there. On the other side of... somewhere there, I just hear... sounds like a buffalo scratching its horns on a bush. But you know what? I think I've spotted what it was. There's something there. I can't see what it is. It could be a francolin, Well, that's not what, so between these two trees, on the edge. So I can hear a buffalo, but I can also hear something else scratching around in there. It's probably a Frankton. But it would definitely be a suicidal buffalo to wander down here with this many lions about. Oh, is she going to move? There we go. On cue. Oh, she's clever. She's using our vehicle to try and get away from him. He's running around. Oh, sorry, girlie. No such luck. He ain't letting you out of his sight. Okay, so while we try to keep up with the lions, let's go back to Uncle Steph and the elephants.
Thank you very much, Brent. Well, this lady, let's hope she doesn't push this tree down on top of us. She's just literally walked from finishing her one bush to coming through now. Now, you being away with those lions have allowed me to do a little bit of research from our box of books that I carry. I was a bit concerned that my evaluation of that calf's age was a little bit on the lean side. And while calves are weaned completely at 2 years old, it's not uncommon for calves to suckle up to 4 years. So that calf could well be the 2 to 4 year age group. I'd say it's probably closer to 4 years old. And mom will allow a calf to suckle for up to 4 years. Can you believe that? Now, it makes sense that some calves... Oh, look into this elephant's mouth. Sorry. We got this unique view of the elephant's teeth in her mouth. And just have a look at this. She's a little bit up. There you go. Look inside there. So get ready with your get ready with your screen grabs. We're sitting with a very unique ability to see the molars in an elephant's mouth as she opens up her mouth there. There you go. Oh, that's incredible. Have a look at that. That is so... There, you can see them in the back there. You can see every now and again, you'll see that quite deep inside. Wow. Let's see if she allows us one more look. Her folded... I never realized how deeply folded their bottom lip was, actually. It almost forms a complete inversion, with her teeth probably being below her eye level and slightly further back, her molars. Let's see if she allows us to do it again. So just back on that previous point, was that some females will actually lactate for their entire childbearing age, which can be 30 years or more. And it's not uncommon for some females to suckle other females or related females as babies. So it's not actually that uncommon to see. Let's see if we can see her teeth again. Get ready. There we go. There, in the back. And again, the tongue just coming through to grab the leaves. There, that pink, that's the tongue. Hairy bottom lip, that's how she feels what she's putting into her mouth. And then there, every now and again, their molars are sort of blackish from all the vegetation that's stuck inside of them. There, you can see it again, there you go. That's amazing. So Jess has just wanted to know what the difference is between lion parenting and elephant parenting. Ooh, Jess, where do you even start? Obviously the outcome is exactly the same, is that they want to bring up a baby to look after itself and to become an adult and to start reproduction. That's how a successful elephant makes sure that their genes is passed on to the next generation and so on and so forth. As to the method of them getting there, let's go down the pipe here with this Ellie again. It's just such a unique view. There the molars again, deep inside there. The tongue coming out. Let's see, yeah, you'll get, there you go. So you'll be able to see almost right down the pipe there. So as to the methodology, as to how they get there, I suppose you couldn't get you couldn't get much different really. Not in the animal kingdom at least anyway. Lions have lots of babies, elephants only have one. The reason is that an elephant can spend time to have, oh look at that view. She's no more than 3 yards from us, everybody. Eating completely unfazed. Elephants spend time with their babies. They spend a long time in very, very close contact. In some cases, 50 years. And elephants, females will stay together and within contact with one another for that long. Lioness, on the other hand, male cubs are released between 2 and 2.5 years old. They go wandering. Females will be with their cubs, their female cubs at least anyway, also for their whole lives. Female cubs don't leave. Lions are, I want to say lions are instinctual. They learn how to, but they do absolutely learn how to hunt from their mothers. They learn how to hunt what's best in the area. Elephants do exactly the same with their babies. Maybe I'm going down the wrong path here. Maybe I want to say that it actually isn't too different from one another at all. And that elephant moms and lion moms are very similar to all mammal moms, really. I think I'm actually going to say that. So where my initial impression was they couldn't be further apart, I'm actually going to change that statement and say that they're actually very, very similar to one another. Things happen on a shorter time frame with lion than they do with elephant. But for the rest, they're actually very, very similar. Close proximity, contact species. They're fairly precocious. In other words, they learn from copying what adults are doing. Females will stay in contact their whole lives. Males will move away, both similar in elephant and in lion. So wow, a realization. Thank you. Now what this particular elephant is doing is now she's kicked off a piece of coppice. There we go. And that's how they eat round leaf bloodwood. They literally keep the plant coppiced, and you can see coming out the other end of her mouth is the debarked stick. So she feeds it in one end, and then you'll see how it'll actually twist in her mouth. She rolls it with her teeth and her tusks, and then it'll come out the other side of her mouth after having gone through a bit of a mincer, debarked. You can see it there popping out, debarked on the other side. And all they do is eat the bark, and they will spend hours in these thickets coppicing these round leaf bloodwoods. And for the first time this year, I actually spent time examining a thicket of round leaf bloodwood. And although it looks like a tiny plant, it's actually quite a big tree. In some cases, 0.5 meter across. Except that it's made up of these tiny sticks, and elephants keep these farms basically. They keep them coppiced, these thickets of round leaf bloodwood, they keep them coppiced so that the tree produces many of these obviously nice tasting little sticks. There she's trying to get another one. Broke it again using her foot. In the one side, using her hairy bottom lip, you can see it shining there, the hairs on her chin, to guide the branch into her mouth, pulling it in with her tongue. That's what she just did, to the teeth. If I can get your name right, I think it's Abra. You've asked me if elephants get tooth decay and if it can be potentially life-threatening with all the vegetation that they eat. They get 6 sets of molars in their life, Abra. They replace their teeth relatively frequently, with their last set of molars coming in at about 45 years of age. I am sure that they do get cavities, to be honest with you. I can't imagine that an elephant living on sticks like this wouldn't crack a molar every now and again and cause an abscess. They get abscesses at the base of their tusks. So yes, they can actually do it. Whether it's life-threatening or not, I don't really know. I've never seen an elephant dead here from an abscess in a tooth. I mean, I don't suppose it's too far out of the realms of possibility. It's not something that I've heard of commonly, though. And I think with them replacing the amount of teeth that they do throughout their life, even if it was a tooth that was slightly more decayed or slightly more cracked with an abscess, that will heal itself pretty quickly. Elephant teeth, unlike human teeth, get forced out, not from the bottom to the top like ours do, but they get forced out back to front. So the new emerging molars actually crush the existing molars against the tusks, and the teeth then fall out that way. Quite phenomenal things, elephant dentition. And while we were looking down that elephant's throat, for those of you who have managed to grab some screen grabs, we were looking at just one tooth on each side. And you'll see, if you're lucky enough to time it right, you'll see how big those teeth are. You could literally hold your 2 fists together, knuckles to knuckles. That's how big an elephant's molar is. Enormous, eh? We've now been with these elephants for, must be going on about, I'm sure, probably close to an hour now. And she literally hasn't even moved 30 or 40 yards. I'm just surprised. Have a look at that fuzz on her bottom lip. It's the first time I'm noticing the fine fuzz, not on the bottom of her lip, but actually in her mouth. And it would make sense that once she loses sight of vegetation that she picks up with the incredibly sensitive tip of her trunk, that she then places that vegetation in her mouth, and once lost sight, has a tactile grip still on vegetation, using the hairs on her bottom lip. She's not just relaxing. I don't know what she's doing over there. She's just having a rest. Suzanne, all the way from Australia, for you it's good day, or it's probably midday, past midday already. You've asked, do elephants all have the same wrinkly skin? Suzanne, I would gather that you're asking, do they all have the same colored skin, and is it the same, is it all riven like it is? I would presume that you're not asking, do they all have exactly the same patterns, but I'll answer both. They don't all have exactly the same patterns, but they do all have this grey, wrinkled, riven skin that you're seeing quite clearly evident there. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's a fingerprint. I think that is like saying the wrinkles on my face are a fingerprint for me. However, I suppose a significant scar or a significant pattern in any one area or another will definitely lead you to identify it. But they all have the same wrinkly, riven, grey coloured skin. When elephants get wet, they actually go very, very dark grey, and especially once they dust off the sand. You don't notice how much dust is actually on an elephant until they go for a bath or until they're fighting and rubbing next to one another, and you see the dust cascading off of them. The elephant do change color a little bit depending on the area they're in, and it's based solely on the soil type that you find there, the soil and the mud type. She's just having a bit of a relax. She's been feeding a long time. You can see how she's relaxed her trunk completely. You can see how much longer her trunk is than her feet actually. She's got at least an extra 2 foot of trunk on the floor there, and that's completely relaxed. That's about as long as a trunk can go. Maybe a little bit longer. And she's just resting that weight. You can see how skinny that trunk is gone now. It originates from between her eyes. There's her eye coming up there. And that little bulge that you see on the forehead directly in front of her eyes, that is about where the trunk erupts from her skull. Everything between that little bump, all the way down to the bottom, is one big muscle. No bones on the inside. Contains a helical muscle that's unique to elephant. It's a muscle that spirals around the trunk, which allows a twisting, contracting motion. If I were to liken it to something, if you were able to shorten your leg or shorten your arm, imagine it having no bone in it, and twist it at the same time, that would be exactly what they're able to do with that particular muscle group. And then it attaches above their eyes, above that little bump that you can see there, in front of their eyes, right up to there. It's about where elephants... So back to the eye, from the bump, up a little bit, and then all the way down towards the mouth. There we go. All that is the attachment points, a very, very wide attachment base for those muscles. And it gives an elephant's skull an absolutely bizarre shape. You're welcome to go and have a look at some pictures of an elephant skull. I'll see if I actually can find one for you. Let me see if I can do that, because to see an elephant skull without tusks in it is to see something that is completely alien, to be honest with you. Alright, where am I going to find an elephant skull picture? I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I think I may have written a check I won't be able to cash in here. Let's see if I've got one in a book. But for those of you interested, you're welcome to go and have a look while I'm busy paging through my volumes here, knowing that I probably won't be able to find you one. Go and have a look at a frontal view of an elephant skull. And you'll see that it has no resemblance to the animal that we're having a look at right now. You'll really battle to see where the eye socket is, where the tusks are, where the trunk is. It's just a very, very bizarrely shaped head. She's actually got quite symmetrical tusks. They got an even curve. She's not a very old female elephant, this. Jess, you've asked me if elephants experiment with new foods. I would say yes. Elephants can populate an area. They do so at roughly about 20, I think it's 5 to 20 kilometers per year. They'll populate a new area. And I would only imagine that elephant would encounter new species of plant along the way. I was lucky enough to witness a relocation of a herd of elephant in the Waterberg, and they came from the Kruger National Park, and these elephant were reintroduced into a completely different biosphere and didn't even lose a single calf to malnutrition. So I would say absolutely, they know what to eat. I would imagine that they would have their fair share of runny tummies and grumbles and groans going about. But those elephants, even to this day, are still doing fine. Alright. And Kirsty is whispering in my ear that Brent has found the lions again. So without further ado, see you in a bit.
So that pair of lions actually moved up towards some buffalo, but they weren't really serious. They've just looked at them, and now they're heading back to the rest of the pride that are in the drainage line or in the river system. So let's go have a look. I think the pride's going to settle down for now, so what we might do is let's just go have a quick look, see if they go back in there, and if not, we're going to go see what else we can find. Okay, let's see. Oh, they've gone down the very steep bank. We're going to have to find our way there. Let's see if we can see them off the edge. Yes, no, that's a bit steep even for us to drive down. There they go. And if we look up to the right there, now Jeff's wondering, when a pride has recently eaten, does their behavior change? To a little bit, Jeff. They're less active, not so intent on hunting, and they will sleep a bit more, especially while they're digesting. Okay, let's try get down into this river system.